Okay, so usually we do this in whiteboards if we were in person, and I would go through a question with you, and then you'd show me your, excuse me, sorry about that, your answer on your whiteboard, either A, B, C, or D. Today we're going to do it as an ed puzzle. So I'm going to read you the question. You just watched the video reference about the notation hacks and how the letters make a huge difference in the order. So I'm going to read you the question, and then you'll see on the ed puzzle, you'll be able to click in your answer A, B, C, and D, and I'll explain to you why you got it right or wrong. So let's give this a shot. So trapezoids are on the shape of a tabletops are congruent to each other. So you have FGHI is congruent to WXYZ. Which of the following trapezoid WXYZ must be congruent to GH? So pay attention to where GH is and plug in your answer. Okay, hopefully you said XY because that's right in the middle, just like this GH is. So the answer to this was A. Number 2. Another set of congruent figures. If triangle EFG and LJKL are congruent, then which two line segments must also be congruent? So let me just zoom this out here. You hopefully could be following along on page 27 of your packet. So let's see here. So which two must also be congruent? Okay, hopefully you said A. If you look at the order of A, EF and JK are both the first letter. So, and if you look at the side lengths, look at that, too easy here. EF and JK are the two smaller corresponding side lengths. Number 3, quadrilateral PQRS is shown below. If quadrilateral WXYZ is congruent, okay, which is not shown, to PQRS, what is the measure of angle W? What is the measure of angle W? So just my hint to you before you answer this one is W is the first letter. So which angle do you think it is? What is the measure of angle W? It's the first letter here. And then you have PQRS there, the measured angles. Hopefully you put P, which is 133, right? So again, P is the first letter. So whatever this W, if they're the same exact, WXYZ, W also has to be, W and P are the same. So angle W has to be 133. All right, moving on. Next question, number 4. A pentagon FGHJK is congruent to this one. So these two are congruent. Which statement must be true? Is angle H congruent to angle JL? Is FK congruent to MN? Is GH congruent to NP? Is G congruent to M? So take a moment and try to figure out, using the order, which must be true. So look in here, if you did it right, let's see, H and L are not the same order. FK, 1, 2, MN, no, it's not that one. GH is this, so that GH here, and MP is this. That looks all right, so let me check this out. GH is here, and MP, so is the second and third letter. Sorry, let me erase that. Second and third letter, and MP is also the second and third letter. But it said GH, and no, it's not that one. Sorry, because they said NP, so that's those letters. My bad. And then angle G and angle M, probably should have just started there. Look at that. They're both the second letter, so it's got to be D if you put D correctly. Number 5, trapezoid is congruent. We have 2 of these. What is also congruent to T? Sorry, let me just move this around here. What is congruent to TQ? What is congruent to TQ? So I'll help you a little bit with that. So TQ in this trapezoid, TQ. So what is congruent to TQ? Yeah, hopefully you said it's these two letters, ZW. Like that. So the answer 5 is C. Number 6, still congruent triangles. Okay. So if angle R corresponds, so we got R corresponding to X. So R obviously is 9 degrees, corresponds to X. Then S must correspond to what letter in the other one? I would say it's either W or Z. I'm sorry, excuse me, Y or Z. My bad, Y or Z. Which one do you think it corresponds to? Hopefully you put Z, right? Because these two seem to go together like this. If you went in order here, it would be R, S, T. Here it would be X. If you went this order around this way. If you went this way, it would be X, Z, X, Z, Y, and then S and Z, both middle letters. But it's kind of that one's more less of a hack and more of just common sense. Number 7, which of the following pairs of angles must be congruent? So again, here's our order: PQRS, VUTW. Take a moment to look at your choices here and which must be congruent. If you chose B, you're correct. If you look at those, Q and U are the second in the list, and that makes sense here because that's obtuse and that's obtuse. Number 8, triangle EFG is similar to TUV as shown below. Based on the measurements of the triangle, what is the measure of angle U? Okay, my hint to you is, before you start, no pun intended, remember U is in the middle of TUV. So what do you think the answer is for this one? Yeah, hopefully you put angle F, which is 48. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, angle F is in the middle. So is that one. So hopefully you put 48 for that one. And let's make sure that lines up. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. So this is F. This is U. They look congruent or the same to me. So the answer for that one was C. Number 9 here. We have 2 measurements here. I think we're almost done. What is the angle, the measure of angle N? Okay, A, B, C, D, E, N, M, N, P, Q, L, M. So again, look at this one. N is first. So what angle makes sense there? So hopefully you said 120 because A is first here. And then that matches with that, and they're both obtuse again. So it looks about the same. Does it go on to the next page, or do we? This is our last two questions. Here we go. Number 10. We got this. Similar triangles now. Okay, not drawn to scale. What is the value of angle S? It almost jumps right out at you. What is the value of angle X, not S? So this is your X. Okay, this looks like this is angle R here. So the angles, are the same. So what do you think it is? It's got to be 50, right? Because the angles are the same if they're similar. So this one's also 50 degrees, like that. And last but not least, number 11, not drawn to scale, 2 similar quadrilaterals. What is the main angle of that? What is the degrees? Sorry, it's been a long day. Of angle Y. So if we look at our order here, Y is third in the list of letters here. So what do you think the angle would be of Y if it's third there? Hopefully you would put 96 because third in the list here is T. T is 96, and that matches with that pretty well. So hopefully this helped you with notation hacks and you're able to fill out the Ed puzzle. And then I think you have a little bit of classwork to do on this in a form, and that'll be taking care of that lesson.